Hey, so what's on my brain today is I really wanted to make a video about talking about relationships and relationship blocks that I've experienced or that people might experience who have a stutter, and what might prevent people from getting into relationships or being confident to date, or how to overcome social anxiety in a dating situation. Because from my experience, I got into relationships later in life. I think that knocked my confidence in terms of dating, but looking back on it, I really didn't need to have that low confidence. I think it was just circumstance and um, subconscious maybe blocks and things that were protecting me from flirting and being comfortable around people and letting myself be intimate with people. So yeah, it's a really exciting topic, and I just think there's so much to cover. But I've got kind of a list of things that I think for me have blocked me from dating or getting into relationships in the past, and kind of what I did to kind of get out of that. So um, I think that when we're interacting with people, there's a lot of subconscious scripts that we tell ourselves that are kind of running the show. About what kind of person we are, how we should act, and kind of editing ourselves. And I think that um, as somebody who stutters, I'm always ready to anticipate rejection, because I don't know when I'm going to stutter, and I don't know if someone's going to react badly, because in the past, like, it's made me really uncomfortable when somebody has. So I think that if it's a person that I fancy or I'm attracted to, I just go all like clammed up, and I'm like, I don't want them to see a piece of myself that I think is a fault or I think is embarrassing. So I kind of have had some armor up of like not wanting them to see that, but um, having that has actually made me less likely to be attractive or to be to have a really good conversation with them or to really let myself be intimate with them. So I think um, I think that so from my experience at university, I spent like 4 years without really properly dating anybody, without properly having a relationship, and I kind of thought like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I do like this? Why can't I find a relationship? Why does no one want to be with me? Am I unlovable? Am I not relationship material? Um, and this was completely wrong. Um, as soon as I left university, I had some therapy for the first time. And I think what I discovered from that is that I had lots of blocks and walls up when I was around people that I liked, stopping me from being spontaneous, stopping me from being myself, um, stopping me from really relaxing around them. And I think that people can pick up, if you're on edge with somebody, I think they can pick up on it. Um, so I think that it also just like I was deflecting anybody that I was actually attracted to. And um, so I think that the most important things were healing some trauma and some anxiety work in therapy, and also just um, being really spontaneous and just acting like yourself in order to um, actually be your best self. So imagine you're a kid and you're just like dancing around the kitchen and you're not really self-conscious, you don't really like think about what anyone's doing, but just like having a little boogie, you're just in a good mood, or you're running around and you jump out on your brother or something, and that's the kind of energy that is actually really playful and attractive. And I think that if you can start to be more spontaneous and to be your actual self and to be more vulnerable with people, I think that that will lead you on a better path dating. But along with that might come more rejection, because if somebody gives you like a micro signal that they don't like that, you're going to feel very like vulnerable and like being rejected. And I think that when that happens, you need to be ready to think, um that's on them. That's not a person that I want to date. That's not a person that I'm interested in. When like quite a few years ago, there was a guy that I was very into, like physically was like really interested, but then on the first conversation I had with him, I could hardly get a word out, and I think the first thing that I said, I did stutter on like my name, and he like went like and then kind of negged me for it, and like honestly I just couldn't even have the rest of the conversation with him because I stuttered so much. I think that judgment of him and him making fun of me a little bit just like gave me that icky feeling from school of like not like really just horrible, and I don't think that that's the kind of person I would want to be in a relationship with anyway. I'd want to be with somebody very non-judgmental, very accepting, very loving and kind, who isn't going to kind of turn on you and make you feel bad about yourself. So having a stutter is not always a bad thing. It can kind of protect you from the wrong people, and the people that you feel safe with will react nicely and be kind and just have fun with you and not take it too seriously. They won't mind that you have a stutter. So I think that you just have to be your best self and bring those walls down a little bit with the right people. But if people react badly, you got to remember that that's on them. If someone's going to reject you because you've got a speech impediment, or because you're having a day where you can't talk that much, like that's not a person that you want to be around. So I think use it as a bit of a superpower of like, this is a sensor of a bullshit detector. If someone's gonna like give me a bad reaction, that's kind of just sensing that they are bullshit. um in order to face the rejection, I think that you need to work on your self-image, and how you see yourself and see yourself with loving eyes, so that if somebody rejects you, you can turn that back on them instead of turning it on yourself. Um, and also maybe go on some bad dates where it just goes the worst that it could, and think, oh yeah, that wasn't the person for me, but at least I can do it. Um, and yeah, trauma healing and anxiety healing will allow you to uncover the layers of protection that you've maybe put up, um, so that you can feel safe and grounded in yourself. So yeah, um, that's how I would handle dating, and hopefully you'll find some very nice people in the future. I know that you will. I think people, like all of the people that I know that stutter, have like very warm hearts and are very introspective and intelligent, and they spent so much time in their own heads figuring things out and picking up on people's reactions. They're really intelligent, so I think use that as your skill and have confidence in that. And yeah, I might make a video on things that I've gained from stuttering. And yeah, if you have any questions, yeah, let me know. Okay, bye.